All right, hey guys, let's fletch an arrow. These are the arrows I shot at TAC in Tennessee. They were the Bohning X3 vanes, the little bitty ones. Let's see, they are, well, right here's one. They're little. They're like 2¼ inches. 2¼ inches and about 3/8 of an inch tall. Okay, I switched it up for Michigan TAC. That's where I'm going next. I'm shooting Bohning Alpha, Bohning Alpha vanes. They are not quite ½ inch, but I mean they are almost ½ inch. And they are about 2 3/4 inches long. So Bohning Alpha vanes. They're new. Newer anyways. But anyways, in order to do that, we got to take that wrap and them vanes off there. A lot of people worry about doing that. I probably worry about doing it too. But anyways, take them off. I just use a razor blade and cut a vane off. Shave it down. Now look, when I take these off and I take them and I take the wrap off, I personally try to remove the vane, remove the wrap right where it glued together, right where the lap is. Try to do that. Now look here, I just run it right down there, right, just lay it, I don't think, I'm not cutting any of the carbon with that razor blade. But yeah, I feel like you want to try to get it right. If you get it at that lap, most generally it goes a little easier than that. If you get it at that lap, then it seems to me to peel off a little better. But, everybody do their own thing. This is just what I do. Then I take my fingernail, and I don't got much of a fingernail, but I got enough that I take my fingernail and I start working that edge a little bit. And you can tell right when you get to that lap. I've never had one come off. I've never had a wrap come off, but you can tell that at that lap, it's like not stuck as good as other places, I guess. It seems to peel up there a little easier. So that's why I want to go to that lap. Okay, here we go. So you see now I got it kind of worked up. Now we're just going to grab it. Start peeling her back. These are Bohning wraps also. So yeah, there you go. I just felt like these little vanes probably didn't get the steerage that I really wanted, but I also believe, and there you go. I don't know how long that took. Watch the video, time it, Not very long. I didn't feel like those vanes had real good steerage. I didn't think they steered the arrow real good. Like I didn't think I shot as good at groups as I normally do. But now that I'm shooting the alpha vanes, which are bigger and a little heavier, these arrows with these vanes on were like 344. 343. Yep. So 343, 344. That's what I was getting. That's what they were with the others. Now I'm like 350 to 350 to 352. Just saying. That's what my arrow weight is. 350 to 352. I didn't feel like I was getting as good at arrow flight. Now I kind of believe, and I think this is kind of known, that it's really probably got more to do with the lightness of the arrow. That's why I wasn't getting, and still really aren't getting the arrow flight that I'm accustomed to. But, I'm still getting plenty good arrow flight. I'm just not getting... And then I just got rubbing alcohol. 91% isopropyl, isopropyl alcohol. Just rub that down with a little alcohol. And that glue comes right off. So, I mean, it's, it's not that hard when you got an arrow wrap. Yeah. So this arrow at Tennessee, I pulled the insert out. I lost the insert. So there you go. So there's one. All right, here's the arrow. We're going to fletch though. Same thing, same arrow. I just had already cleaned this one, so I thought I'd show you one that I took the wrap off of and started on. So let's see. So yeah, here we go. So here's my wraps. Now look, I took 7-inch wraps and I cut them down to 3.5 inches. Okay? You could say, well, that's, unnecessary. And maybe it is. And it really probably was, to tell you the truth. The only thing I ended up doing with that is I ended up not having to use as many wraps, and these are just TAC arrows. I don't think I'll be hunting with them. So what I'm doing, being as I cut them at 3.5 inches, is I am setting them back 3/4 of an inch. I'm setting the wrap back 3/4 of an inch. If you're curious what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. All right. Set the arrow wrap back 3/4 of an inch. I like to put the cut I like to put the cut edge at the back because I feel like the cut edge doesn't stick quite as good as the factory edge, if that makes any sense to you. So I put the cut edge to the back of the arrow, and I put the factory edge to the front. Now look, so the boning You all know that the Bohning logo should be at the back of the arrow, but like I said, we're building TAC arrows. Who cares, right? They very well could get blowed up and not make it home anyways. So, not really concerned with where the logo is. Was more concerned with weight. And really not even concerned with weight. There again, these arrows are coming out at 350 to 352 grains. I mean, so here's next year. I'm going to talk about next year. I do got Indiana TAC. I'm going to Crystal Mountain in a couple weeks. And then I got Indiana TAC after that. I don't believe that I'll be changing anything for Indiana TAC. Other than I may be shooting Merle, which is sitting right there. That's V3X33. I may shoot that at Indiana TAC. Just because I want to. So Pearl is the one I normally shoot, the Lift 33. But I kind of want to take Merle. And so I'll probably take Merle to Indiana TAC. But other than that, everything will stay the same. Next year, what I'm going to do, if Lord willing I'm still able to go to TAC and everything, is I'm going to build my arrows with the strict... I want to be able to shoot to 125 to 130 yards. And that's it. This year at 350 grains, I don't know, man. My sight tape is so small. I don't know how far I can shoot, but I can shoot a long ways, you know. My sight tape's built out to 130 yards, and it's not, it's not a very long sight tape, you know. I mean, so yeah, next year the goal will be to build the arrow as heavy as I can to reach the 130 yards. 125, 130. Yeah. Because I really believe that the reason these arrows are not quite as accurate to me as what they were last year is because they're so light. So I just think you'd be better off building your arrow to get the distance that you're wanting to get, which really is, you know, like 120 yards probably is all you actually need. I mean, like the longest shot, but there every now and then there is a longer shot, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, 120 yards is probably all you need. So build your arrow to shoot 120 yards. That's it. Don't build it to shoot any farther than what it needs to. And I think you'll be more accurate. But, you know, hey, I'll let you know when I do that again. When I build some more arrows, and I'll test that theory out. I think that's, I don't think there's any real arguing, though, that a heavier arrow is probably a more accurate arrow. These are what I shot at TAC last year. These are Bohning X3 vanes, but they're the bigger of the X3s, so they're probably you know, 2 3/4 inches or 3 inches. I think they're actually 3 inches. And I love these veins. These are some of my favorite veins. The only problem, yeah, they're 3 inches. The only problem I got with these veins, these suckers are like freaking 10 or 11 grains. You know, they're heavy. Let's see what they are. $9.4. Let's see what an alpha vein is. I don't care what they tell you, because what they tell you sometimes ain't the reality. 9.4. And the alpha vein is 8 grains. So, grain and a half, almost. There you go. They tell you that they weigh 8.5 grains. I don't know. I don't know why that one's weighing 8. Eight grains, that's what it's weighing. Maybe that's a lighter one. Maybe that's why I got is, you know, a grain and a half difference in my arrows. Yeah, that one's 8.3. 8.5. So there you go. So they do weigh about 8.5. That one's light though. This one here's light. Yeah. 8 grains. Alright guys. Moment of truth. Yes, I do shoot this year. I am also shooting left helical, max left helical. And I got a little glue on there and it's stuck. There you go, guys. What do you think? That's it. Alpha. There you go. All right, that's it. Let's see what it weighs. I know you're dying to know. Probably not. Yeah, I'm kind of... I mean, that makes sense, though, if those veins are... If that, like that one vein is light, that does make sense as to why I've got the variance, really, in my arrows. Like, you know, grain and a half. So, yeah. So this arrow here is 349.9. This is the lightest arrow I've built yet. Which is 350 grains. You know, 349.9. So, lightest arrow I've built yet. So, there you go. Alright, guys. I got another video out of these arrows shooting in slow motion. You can watch that if you want. Alright, guys. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it.